Good morning to everyone. Welcome to Southwest Flavor. Happy Tuesday. Hey, if you like our show and you want to watch us live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m., check us out. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then if for some reason you missed the show, but you want to go back and watch it or see something that someone said, you can go back to all of those streaming platforms. Plus, you can also go to Spotify and Apple, and you can check out all of our past episodes. So today, I have my lovely wife with us, Janay Arenas from Pima County
Small Business Commission. I think you want to call it Small Business Coalition.
No, I've always called it Small Business. I just have to think about it for a minute.
Yeah, it's a long title. I don't blame you.
I think most people have never heard of it, though. The general public, and even most small business owners, I don't think have heard of it.
You're right. We are working on trying to market and brand, the Small Business Commission. We've kind of been working behind the scenes for so many years. And for those who haven't heard about the Pima County Small Business Commission, they originated back in 2003. So they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. And like many of listeners out there, I was the same way. We were the same way when
I had never heard of it before, like 3 years ago.
Right. We were approached about the idea of joining the commission. And I always kind of chuckle at this because they wanted you on the commission initially, and because of the way I remember it, because of your schedule and the way things were at the time,
right?
It just made more sense.
I keep myself a little bit busy.
You do? Oh, little. I think a lot of us say a lot, but that's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
But no, and the way we got started, off on that was we met with our supervisor, our District 1 supervisor, Rex Scott, and we dug in, into a little bit more information and research, and we both decided that it would be me joining the commission and advocating for small businesses, and that's what we do.
Right.
We are advocating for small businesses, whether it's policy-wise, back then when I got appointed, into the commission, it was the year before COVID had started. And
has it been that long?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
I had no idea. I thought it was like 3 years. So it's more like 6 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay.
And I know the time just it goes by so fast that these days just
all blends in together, right?
Right. And I was just thinking the other day, yesterday, I'm like, how many people can say, or couples can say that they work together all the time and they're okay with it? And we have, we've been working together, not just in business, but for small businesses, because that's just who we are. We represent one, and we live, obviously we live by working, in one for so many years. And we've seen the struggles, that businesses have occurred, or not occurred, but are
just what they go through.
Inquiring, yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, from the red tape of trying to get something done to opening that business or expanding your business or hiring or taxes or different.
It's just so many things to think about, when you're going into business. Mm-hmm. And then when that had happened, when the pandemic had happened, we saw so many businesses, just being struck.
Yes.
By
and a lot of them went away. A lot of them didn't survive.
Yeah, and it was disheartening to see a lot of businesces, just shut down immediately.
Yeah, for a lot of those people, it was their whole life's work.
Right.
If they had a small family restaurant, and maybe it was handed down from one generation to the next generation.
I know.
And then it went away.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was really, there's no words, or you can't even soften that, because it was such a huge blow to so many businesses out there. But what I saw, what I began to see, over that time, and in my experience, and I'm here to share my experience, with the commission, is that in that time, when I chaired the Small Business Commission for 2 years, and before that, and they had actually asked me, like, are you okay, with this, sitting in that position. And at the time, I don't know if you remember this, but we had COVID. We got COVID. The whole family got it.
Sure.
And I was just not really, with it, and thinking, because we were all so sick. You got horribly sick, with it. And I remember getting an email, from the commission saying, "Hey, by the way, you're the chair for next year." And I'm like, oh my God, oh, okay. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast, but they voted me in. I think I had ended up missing a meeting, and that's when they voted me in. And I had met with Callie Maslin. She too was, new to the commission at the time.
Right.
Or fairly new, I should say.
Yeah.
And she's the coordinator, to our agenda. She manages all of that. And I remember telling her, I'm like, if we're going to do this, then we need to focus on small business.
Right.
Okay, we can't, and I get it. I mean, we're going through this thing, this pandemic, where all these things are coming at small businesses, and they're all unexpected. These mandates, we all don't even know what to do, how to handle it. Not even, our electeds knew how to handle that. Right. And I said, but we need to find ways, to make things, better for small businesses, and because we can't keep circling around, this for too long. And unfortunately, that didn't leave the agenda for quite some time, because as we all know, it just lingered for so many years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to make a long story short, we did our best. That's all I can say. We did our best.
Right. Well, as a small business commission, you guys aren't elected or even paid or anything like that. So no. You're kind of the advocate for the small business, right, to go to the representatives and say, hey, this is what we're seeing out there on the streets. This is what we're hearing Correct. From the small business community. And these are their struggles. And these are recommendations to try to help them.
So the way that works is there's 11 of us on the commission, mm-hmm. and there's 10 of us that have been appointed by our district supervisors. Right. One being Josh Jacobson, who was appointed at large. So yes, these 11, the 11 of us do volunteer our time. And we do take these concerns, to the Pima County Board of Supervisors to consider, what it is that that we're seeing that people are struggling with, mm-hmm. Or what kind of policies or mandates that we're coming out of that now or then and now that are affecting small businesses. And unfortunately, with that whole thing, and I mean, it just kind of domino effect, when now that we're dealing with crime. Right.
Yes.
in Pima County, and small businesses are still being hit hard.
Oh, of course.
Considerably because of, the level of homelessness and crime that's going on. Right. So what, in that meantime, what the Small Business Commission did, we started, by, and a lot of you have seen the signs, throughout Pima County, about the panhandling and, mm-hmm. and supporting, agencies that do, assist, people, with addictions and stuff like that. So that originated from the commission.
And tell us a little bit more about that. What does that sign say?
Oh gosh, now you put me on the spot. We're gonna have to bring one up, but something to the effect that don't
instead of giving the person on the corner money.
Right. And
direct them to one of the services to get them some help.
To the agencies, that need, right, that can give them the help that they need.
Because that money, if you give them that money, that cash in their hand, they're not using it to go get help or even food or anything.
Correct.
They're using it to go get more drugs.
Exactly.
And so you're actually just fueling their addiction.
And what I can, say positively, that has come out of that, and it took a lot of time, was the Pima County Transition Center, mm-hmm. Where Pima County did in fact come up with a solution, as to help people, with addictions, and to get them, to help them, through the process of getting from addiction to, a sound individual. Into life, into the community, right, into someone that's, giving to the community. They, and it took them a while, to put all that together. Of course, that all costs money, right? But what we're seeing is that we need to get the city of Tucson on board, because it's conflicting, with what not necessarily conflicting, but they're missing a step. And
they are, and they have such low police levels. I mean, the police that are there are trying to do their job, but the levels are limited. So low that they're so limited,
right?
That they're just spread too thin, and they can't respond.
Right. We've talked to businesses. We deal with the other businesses. That we do services or gain their services from, and one of them is our chiropractor, my chiropractor. I mean, it's almost like people have to do or take things into their own hands to protect their businesses, which is so unfortunate because here we are paying these taxes for police officers to be out there to support us and to protect us and provide those needs, but it's not there.
Right.
And unfortunately, there's just these businesses that are just struggling, just to keep their property safe and their employees safe.
Yeah.
Because you got these.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing when you come into work in the morning and you don't know what to expect on your property.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's scary.
I mean,
and
like
it's just
us,
another thing to worry about.
Yeah, like us, when we gained, our building, we immediately knew that we had to put cameras and security and all that good stuff around the property because as we see, what's going on the property, when we're not there, it's like, oh God, it's scary. You almost need, somebody out there consistently, just to keep things, keep an eye on things. On everything. Yeah. Because cameras can only do so much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Shay, let's take a quick sponsor break. And we will be back in just a couple minutes with Southwest Flavor.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve, through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more. We're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss out on their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple of weeks. During the summer, enjoy their gift card special. Buy $50 of gift cards for only $40. Stop by and see what's new at Tucson Tamale Market.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
September is here, the kids are in school, football has started, and it's still hot in the old Pueblo. Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is your trusted, local, and family-owned air conditioning and plumbing service provider. We have been serving Tucson and the surrounding areas for over 24 years. Call Picturock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or go to picturockscooling.com to set up your next appointment online.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
I've had water and mold damage in my house twice. Both times I freaked out, but I called Steamy Concepts right away. If anyone tries to tell you to use someone else, just say no way and call Steamy today.
About a year ago, we had a flood in our kitchen, and we didn't think to call anyone else but Steamy Concepts. They were very professional, and we really enjoyed working with Steamy Concepts.
Steamy Concepts accepts all homeowners insurance. Call Steamy today or go to steamyconcepts.com.
All right, we are back. Welcome back to Southwest Flavor. We're talking about the small business, or the Pima County Small Business Commission, and they have some exciting news that they do every year at this time, right?
Right. So this is my favorite time of year, and it's actually my favorite award. I've had the honor, to give out these awards in the last couple years, and this is the 2025 Pima County Small Business Award, and right now they're accepting nominations, and they're doing that through September the 19th. I believe. Yeah, it's coming up here soon.
Yeah.
And they are looking for, I got my notes here, for best customer service. So if you're going to nominate somebody, you can nominate them for best customer service.
Okay.
Best workplace.
Okay.
Best startup or new business. And best community engagement or impact. And we might do an additional award, the Outstanding Small Business of the Year award, which they're going to combine all those together to see, if there's a business that what are the words I'm looking for, are totaling out, on all 4 of those,
on everything,
then they're gonna probably give away.
Is that a little bit different than before? Because didn't they do like a small business, a nonprofit, and something else?
Yeah, they did an urban,
yes,
rural, and nonprofit last year, and they decided the commission decided to reconfigure that and do it this way. And they felt that it reflected the values and the diversity of all small businesses. So.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. What were they again? Their best
customer service, best workplace, best startup or new business.
Okay.
Best community engagement or impact.
Oh, okay.
Outstanding small business of the year. So and then they're saying, why this model works is because it's focused on winners are honored for what they do best. It's inclusive. There's one form. One process, but it leads to multiple paths to recognition.
Very nice.
Right. And last thing is efficient, and it's streamlined for applicants, reviewers, and the community.
Okay. All right. So they have about 10 more days to put in their nominations. How do they nominate someone?
And I'm not going to throw out a website out there because nobody remembers websites, but go through Pima County Small Business Development.
Okay.
Pima County Small Business Commission works directly under or with the Pima County Small Business Development. And as soon as you type in, Pima County Small Business Development, right there is the Small Business Award nomination link on the front page.
Okay.
So they made it pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and then we will collaborate, with those nominations after, we get all the nominations in, and then come December or maybe even late November, one of us will be honoring those awards through the Pima County Board of Supervisors meeting. Very nice. The nice thing is the winners will be there. They get pictures, and then their pictures and their stories are posted, on the Pima County Economic Development site for the entire year.
Fantastic. So they get even more recognition.
They get more exposure and recognition, right?
Which is huge for a small business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, even it isn't just about the award that we saw that was rewarding to them. It was actually about the nomination. It was the thought of, you know what, someone thought of me or thought of us as a business
Sure.
to nominate us. And to them, it was an honor.
Yeah.
I heard that consistently across the board, when I was, chairing at the time. And I thought, it's true. It's true, when you and when you get nominated like that, it just kind of lifts up the soul. You're doing something right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially for a small business, a small independent local business. I mean, a lot of times it's hard to get recognized. I mean, you really have to work to get your name out there.
You do. I mean, obviously we know because, we have those, you guys have weekly meetings, on marketing.
Right.
And it's no small feat, to market your business. And this is free. That's what makes it even better,
right.
Celebrating. And you get a nice award, for that. And it's a nice, plaque, so to speak. And something that you can, share, with the community that those were your achievements that you're being praised for.
Right. And like you said, it's at the Board of Supervisors meeting. So hopefully, they get recognized by the Board of Supervisors.
They do. Mm-hmm.
They get a little bit more exposure through that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, and we do make it a point, to talk about their story, how they got started, and why, what inspired them.
Sure.
When I did it, I was looking, for what made them feel, what they were doing. Because honestly, when you're operating a small business or even opening a small business, you have to have some level of passion to do it because it's not easy.
Right.
And as you and
a lot of long hours.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, in those first 5 years of being in business it's rough.
Yeah.
You have to work. You feel like you're working, 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
that's
a lot of times you are.
Yeah.
Or at least it's on your mind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't sleep, without thinking about it.
Yeah.
So, this is just one way of just honoring and recognizing small businesses.
Fantastic. So, Pima County Business of Development?
Yeah, Pima County Economic Development.
Economic Development,
yeah,
okay.
Pima County Economic Development. Just, search it
Google
and it'll pop
there?
up. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
They did give me a website, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna remember that because I never remember websites. So I just, and I think most people that's all they do is just, they search a name and, but yeah, economic development, Pima County Economic Development.
Oh yeah, everything is search now.
Right.
There's no such
That's
thing
the
as
first thing you do is you put it in search
or any of that. Yeah. They just search it.
Right.
So. Which is good. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I know that you're sticking around for the second half an hour.
We're still going to be talking about small business, and we're going to be talking with our bookkeeper. Right. Hopefully she won't be, like spanking us for anything. I don't know.
All right. Shay, take us to another sponsored break, and when we come back, we'll have our next guest.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday Mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve, through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss out on their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple of weeks. During the summer, enjoy their gift card special. Buy $50 of gift cards for only $40. Stop by and see what's new at Tucson Tamale Market.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
September is here, the kids are in school, football has started, and it's still hot in the old Pueblo. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is your trusted, local, and family-owned air conditioning and plumbing service provider. We have been serving Tucson and the surrounding areas for over 24 years. Call Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 and go to picturerockscooling.com to set up your next appointment online.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
I've had water and mold damage in my house twice. Both times I freaked out, but I called Steamy Concepts right away. If anyone tries to tell you to use someone else, just say no way and call Steamy today.
About a year ago, we had a flood in our kitchen, and we didn't think to call anyone else but Steamy Concepts. They were very professional, and we really enjoyed working with Steamy Concepts.
Steamy Concepts accepts all homeowners insurance. Call Steamy today or go to steamyconcepts.com.
All right, we are back. Welcome back to Southwest Flavor. Talking with Janay, and we were talking about the Small Business Commission, but now we are going to flip it over and talk about some bookkeeping. That's exciting.
Yeah, we're going to dive into the roots of small business. And the reason why I thought it was a good idea to bring Amanda on is because when she came on board with us, oh my gosh, she took on a big job.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because we were discovering, that the the bookkeeper that we had before, there was just so much turnover that going on. There was just too many hands in the pot, and
things were getting
a lot of
missed.
mistakes. Yeah,
a lot of things were getting
and
missed.
I thought at this time, it's probably good to look someplace else. And she came highly recommended on social media, and it was the best thing, that we did for our company.
Yeah. And it wasn't just social media. It was from friends and other business owners that knew her. Yeah.
And so when it's funny because I gotta share the story because I said, well, can you just look at our books and and just tell me what you're seeing? She came back and I remember this. She's like, "Oh my God!" She's texting me. She's like, "Oh my God, GAWD, it's a mess." And I'm like, "Oh God!" And then she's like, "Don't worry, I got you." And I'm like, "Really?" It's okay. Yeah, and she did. She just took my hand and we walked through it together. And so for those of you that are listening, this is Amanda Reitzell. She's with All In Balance Bookkeeping.
Yes.
And how long have you been doing bookkeeping?
Oh, I've been in bookkeeping in the public sector for 20 plus years.
Okay. All right.
I've been on my own doing All In Balance for 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what led you to that, to start bookkeeping?
So funny story. I was working at an eye doctor's office, and I was 20-ish years old.
She doesn't want to reveal her age.
So just 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, just 2 or 3 years ago. And I was working the front desk, and it was when I was in college, and I happened to be in the back filing when their bookkeeper quit. And I said, well, I'll learn. Thinking that it was just a way to move up in the company.
Sure,
and
another opportunity.
I was going to college for business, and I was like, well, this couldn't hurt. And then I did that for 9 years, and then I left there and went to a different company where I was for 6 years, where I got job costing experience and different types of more managerial training. And at that point, I got my associate's degree in accounting because I had already had my first child, and then I had my second child, and I got my associate's degree. And then I kind of went out on my own because I was needing to focus more on the kids and be more available to the kids. There were some things going on with our youngest at the time, and luckily I've had great support with the community and people referring me, and I love building relationships with my clients, and so it's been great.
I think that's one of the biggest things is that relationship building and communication.
Yes.
Because communication is huge.
It is. And so many people tell me that they can't ever reach their bookkeepers or their bookkeepers don't respond for months or weeks.
Yeah.
Or, I have had people say that they have not heard from their bookkeepers at all, that they never see their face, they never get answers, and they just kind of send reports, and that's about it. They don't answer any questions about the reports. They don't do any of that.
Yeah.
So, and I like communication, and I like building relationships with my clients.
Right. And, it's important even for those little small things. I mean, like you're asking questions about some different little charges that you didn't recognize, and I had to think about it, and then I forgot to get back to you. But because my attention span is about 30 seconds. But
when having that relationship makes it easier for me to be like, hey, Ron,
do
what I'm asking you to do. Or Janay, can you please quarter your husband?
But it is, because if you see something off on, if there's a charge that you're like, is that a real charge? Is that something that we should, look at? All those little things, especially in this day and age where you can get hacked, or, your card can get swiped or whatever, and people start making charges on your account and you don't even know it, especially if you're not looking at that daily.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is huge. And that has happened to clients.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
it's happened to us before, just at the gas pumps where those skimmers are on there.
I know.
And then the bank called us and they're like, hey, are you in Phoenix right now? Because your card is charging things up here. Jeez. And we're like, no, that's not us. So close the card down. And yeah.
And it's a mess having to do that, but it's a necessity.
Yeah, it is. It is. So most small business, I don't know if most small businesses, but a lot of small businesses kind of operate like with a shoebox bookkeeping kind of mentality.
They do. Especially like solopreneurs.
Yeah.
Those are notorious for the shoe boxes.
Right. They throw everything in shoebox, and at the end of the year or end of the quarter, they come and dump it on their tax preparer and say, go at it.
Yep.
Good luck.
Tax preparers don't really like that, by the way.
No.
No.
It's not their favorite.
Right. Right.
But the thing is that, we're so busy running the business that we need somebody, in the business, to see, exactly what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of having a bookkeeper, having someone like Amanda. She's our second pair of eyes.
Right.
We've got three of us, looking at our profit and loss statements. But she sees it all.
Yeah.
And that's the nice thing is, like when she comes back and says, what is this, and why, and if we don't even recognize it, that's a red flag.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess that's my question for you, and I think I already know the answer is, since you have been working, in that area for so long, what do you wish small businesses, especially new ones that are coming, that are thinking about starting one,
Mm-hmm.
what do you wish or what would you suggest to them now, when they get started? What should they be doing?
Especially new businesses, you might not want to spend the money, but it's important to get started correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important that even though you might think that bookkeeping is just data entry, it's not. There's so much more to it. There's understanding ratios. There's forecasting. There's all kinds of things that you need to in order for your business to scale.
Right.
And if you don't have those things, you're going to kind of get stuck in the hamster wheel. And you're not going to know how to grow, and you're not going to know what to do. And you need to be focusing on your marketing or your actual services. Like you need to be focusing on installing air conditioners so that the rest of us don't die in this heat. And you don't need to be worried about categorizing stuff in QuickBooks or figuring out what goes to what or how to split things. That's all stuff that needs to be outsourced to someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Yes.
Because a lot of bookkeepers I know I've heard also, and this is nationwide, it's not just in Tucson, but they just lump everything together.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know where your costs are off if everything is lumped together?
Right.
Like you're a restaurant. How do you know if all of your food is lumped together? How do you know if one of your suppliers raises their prices? Unless you're sitting there and staring at every purchase order, which most are not.
No. You don't have time.
You don't have time.
Yeah.
You're not going to know. But if you split it out for each supplier, then, you're going to look at your profit and loss and be like, wait, why did this jump so much from last month to this month?
Exactly. How come my hamburgers aren't making a profit anymore?
Correct.
When they were before.
And it's the same thing for things like hairdressers. You need to know how much you're selling in shampoo and conditioner or other products. And it's stuff like that people don't really think about. They just lump everything into supplies or office supplies or whatever.
Yeah, that's when you came to us. That was the biggest thing that we wanted to do is departmentalize everything.
Yes.
That way we could figure out all of our different departments and what was working and what wasn't and what needed those corrections so that we could get to where we need to be.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of Amanda, though, that when she came on board with us, is that there wasn't anything that was hard for her. She's like, whatever it is that you need for me to learn, she says, I'll learn it. And then that's when, Abel said, okay, well, we need the spreadsheet done. And it was a lot more detailed than what QuickBooks was offering. And it's just an Excel spreadsheet, but it's a lot. And she had no fear. Even in the beginning, when she looked at our books, she said, "This woman has no fear. She just takes on, she doesn't have a problem. She's not afraid of learning anything new." So yeah, I would say that your profit and loss is your Bible to your business.
Yes,
because that says everything. It tells you everything about your business. And if you're not looking at that, then you're not going to make it. That's just the sad truth of it.
Agreed.
You need to look at your profit and loss a lot.
And the profit and loss is not your cash flow.
Yeah.
That is another huge thing.
Right.
A lot of solopreneurs and, newer businesses or smaller businesses, even some very large businesses, the profit and loss says I'm making a profit. Why don't I have money in the bank to pay the bills? Well, because profit and loss is not the same as your cash flow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so you have to know how to calculate the cash flow and discuss the cash flow and have somebody to discuss the cash flow with.
Right. That can speak that language.
Yes.
Because it is a different language.
It is.
It really
is.
is.
Very much a different language.
I mean, we set up a budget in the beginning of the year, and we have everything categorized and monthly and all the different things that we need to do, the expenses and the forecasting the revenue coming in. And then we look at it constantly and try to figure out what's working, what's not working, and maybe we need to do some different advertising or just cut back on some expenses.
Yep.
But that's very important to get those tools so that you know exactly what your business is doing.
It is so important. Otherwise, you're just not going to succeed.
Yeah.
Or if you do, you're not going to succeed well.
Right.
Or to your full capacity.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to go into a business blindly. Everything. Ron and Abel, Abel's our operations manager. I mean, these two guys are nothing but facts and numbers guys, and if they're not seeing those numbers, then there's something off, and and the nice thing is that we can actually pinpoint to what exactly is it? Is it our marketing? Are we, are we marketing, appropriately, or, do we need to scale back on this or that, or try something new? Those kinds of things.
Or if you're too heavy in labor,
right?
Or
overhead,
if your merchandise, if your things that you're selling go up, they jump up 10%, and you don't take that into account.
That's huge because especially like in the AC business, prices are always going up for the equipment.
Yes.
Which is what I've learned just from working with you guys and other clients too.
Yeah, the last 5 years have been just crazy.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah.
You're right, and it's been in the last 5 years.
And I do love learning new things, like working on that spreadsheet and figuring out that spreadsheet also helps me with other clients. So I'm always about education and looking for different ways to expand my knowledge and expand my capabilities to help my clients because I really care about them.
Right.
That's another thing. Like my clients are my family.
Yeah.
I genuinely care. Like I genuinely want my clients to succeed.
No, that's part of the relationship.
Yeah.
You build that relationship with your clients.
Yep. You're not just numbers.
Yeah.
You're not just a paycheck, so to speak.
That's true. That's true. But if that business fails, then they're not going to use you anymore.
Correct.
Also, well, it helps. Helps both of you to be successful.
Absolutely.
So you're certified in QuickBooks.
I am a QuickBooks Pro advisor or whatever they call it, which just basically means that I can figure out their stuff.
Right. Well, I remember moving from the desktop version to online, and I was struggling because I did see some similarities, between the two, but online is a lot different. Just recently, they did a nightmare update, on QuickBooks, and her and I are just like. I'm texting her like, where is this? How do I do this? And yeah.
I warned you.
Yeah, she did.
I said, have you guys gotten the update yet? And she's like, no. And then probably 2 days later, she texts me and she's like, stupid update.
It was. Yeah.
They made it very I don't know, clustered.
They wanted to make it look pretty. The dashboard looks prettier, but then in the background, it's the same thing. What we were working off before. It's just this pretty.
You have to click 8,000 different places to get there.
To get there,
I hate that.
Yeah, yeah.
They do that with a lot of websites. Yeah.
So her and I are like, yeah.
It's like, give me a minute, I can figure it out.
Yeah, she usually does.
Yeah, usually she does. Well, let's take a quick sponsor break, and we will be back in just a couple minutes.
In Marana, community isn't just where we live, it's who we are. And at the heart of it all is the Marana Chamber of Commerce. We are building a thriving community through connected business leadership. We start the month bright and early with Marana Mornings, sparking real conversations and connections. We celebrate growing networks at our 4th Tuesday mixers, hosted in exciting spaces. We unite visionaries and leaders at Impact Marana, driving meaningful progress together. We look ahead with Marana Insights, hearing directly from regional voices about what's next for our town. And we serve through the passion of our board of directors and ambassadors, creating a culture of belonging through service and leadership. Because of our members, we're not just doing more, we're becoming more. Together, we're shaping the future of Marana. We are the Marana Chamber of Commerce.
Looking for a delicious meal or a place to cater your next event? Visit Tucson Tamale Market, located at 7286 North Oracle Road. They're a family-friendly restaurant and market offering authentic tamales and local products. Don't miss out on their summer bi-weekly specials. Try a new $10.99 meal special every couple of weeks. During the summer, enjoy their gift card special. Buy $50 of gift cards for only $40. Stop by and see what's new at Tucson Tamale Market.
Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road will help you with all your insurance needs. If you feel like you have a hard case due to a moving violation, a DUI, a suspended license or a car accident, contact us and come to Estrella Insurance on Irvington Road and get a quote today. Open late hours y hablamos español. Estrella Insurance, an agency you can trust.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
September is here. The kids are in school, football has started, and it's still hot in the old Pueblo. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is your trusted, local, and family-owned air conditioning and plumbing service provider. We have been serving Tucson and the surrounding areas for over 24 years. Call Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing at 520-492-0748 or go to picturerockscooling.com to set up your next appointment online.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids is an inclusive community empowered and united by the strength of the human-animal bond.
It taught me responsibility. It taught me kindness and social interaction.
We have programs for every member of our community.
I love track because I have 2 daughters. We come out here and get all of our energy out.
Track is my home away from home.
You can make a donation or even become a monthly donor.
Thank you for supporting Track, Tucson's Ranch. We hope to see you here soon.
I've had water and mold damage in my house twice. Both times I freaked out, but I called Steamy Concepts right away. If anyone tries to tell you to use someone else, just say no way and call Steamy today.
About a year ago, we had a flood in our kitchen, and we didn't think to call anyone else but Steamy Concepts. They were very professional, and we really enjoyed working with Steamy Concepts.
Steamy Concepts accepts all homeowners insurance. Call Steamy today or go to steamyconcepts.com.
We are back. We're talking about the exciting world of bookkeeping.
It's so exciting.
But it is really important because, one, it keeps your business functioning, and two, it keeps you out of trouble.
Yes, theoretically.
Yeah.
As long as you do what you're supposed to.
Right. And that's why, it's so important to have that independent set of eyes looking at things from the outside.
Yep. And
you can tell us, hey, don't do that, or, you need to.
That's not really a business expense.
Right.
The new Ferrari isn't a business expense?
I mean, if you want to slap a Picture Rocks on it, we could probably.
I know the guys are always, especially in the plumbing end, and like talking about, what kind of trucks they want, to drive. And I'm like, yeah, you just want a big boy, truck, to,
Right.
to flex your muscles in and stuff. Yeah, but I'm like, you can keep dreaming, bub. No, I've noticed that a lot of businesses have been struggling this year. I mean, even up until maybe, I would say about June, just hearing, people talk, about their struggles and the way the economy is, and what as a bookkeeper, and you've been working, with other businesses besides ours, what would you like forecast, for next year? What kind of tips would you give to us?
I would really say just crack down, dive deep into your expenses, see where you can cut, see where they've increased. Inflation is supposed to go down. Nobody knows.
Right.
It's a guess. Create a budget. Figure out what percentage you want to grow. And then do some research. If you don't have a bookkeeper or a fractional CFO, do some research and see your, the national average for like your profession as far as expenses increasing every year.
Yeah.
And use a percentage, either that percentage or, whatever percentage you feel would be close to what you think you can guess that the expenses would increase, and really try and stick to that budget. But it's really important to dig down deep and look at exactly where your money's going, when your money's going. How are you billing your clients? Are you billing prepaid? Are you billing postpaid? Are you having to chase clients for payment?
Right.
Those are all very important things that you need to be on top of.
Yeah.
Especially with the economy being so volatile.
Yeah, we've noticed that people are just really holding on to their money. And even like on the flip side, we've seen more customers using financing, and whereas years before, we would see people, paying things by check or cash, and this year it's just financing.
Yeah. I think just overall in society, though, we are mainly a financing society.
Yes.
You can finance your TV or your sofa or anything that you bring into your home.
Anything that will, create
Correct.
this quote unquote low payment, type of thing. But
right.
And I get it. Some of us need to use that, to get what we need. And but yeah, it just seems like there's this dark shadow over this year for some reason. And
this year has been rough. It's been, in my experience, this year has been slightly better than 2024.
Wow, okay.
At least with my clients, they're starting to come out of the slump, but 2023 was rough.
Yeah.
End of 2022 into 2023 was really...
We definitely saw it starting in 23, or we felt it.
Yeah, there was definitely a decline. And I mean, I felt it in my own business. And that's mainly because the small businesses were being affected. And, they think that bookkeeping is one of the first things that you cut because they can do it themselves, right? They can do it themselves. They can put the stuff in QuickBooks and then look at it and not understand it. But
no, that's the last thing, you know, that you don't ever want to cut, bookkeeping, because
bookkeeping and CPAs.
That's the core.
Yeah.
That's the core of your business.
So you not only do bookkeeping for small businesses, but you can also do it for nonprofits.
I do have a couple of nonprofits. In fact, I'm getting ready to start another one at the end of, I believe I take over November 1st for Boy Scouts of America, Catalina, or Scouting America, Catalina Council.
Nice.
Very good, very good. And that's a whole different thing, being a nonprofit and trying to figure out all the little loopholes and make sure that
there are loopholes and restricted funds and all of those things. And if you don't understand how to do it, then you're not going to be in a very good space.
Yeah, they could get in trouble for things. You have to make sure that they're where they need to be.
Exactly. It is a whole different set of accounting. Like, there's normal bookkeeping for like service-based clients. There's service-based like you guys, which require job costing or departmental costing, which is a whole different set of skills that you need. And then there's the nonprofit accounting. And those are also different sets of skills that you need. And so I'm constantly learning and trying to develop all the skills.
Yeah. I can only imagine what it's like to go out there and try to get money, for these nonprofit organizations. I mean, just like I said, I can only imagine what it's like. It's got to be a lot tougher to raise funds, for a nonprofit.
Especially when times are tougher.
Yeah. That has to be that. And just thinking about the marketing and the skill that has to go into that, that sets a high bar.
Yeah,
it really does. It's a lot of work.
It is.
And we have like 250 nonprofits or something
here in Tucson.
Like
I heard it was 400.
It might be up to 400.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nonprofits in Southern Arizona.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep. So, Amanda, how can people get a hold of you if they'd like to ask about your services?
You can Google me at All In Balance Bookkeeping. It's also on you can find me on Facebook and Instagram.
All right.
Are probably the easiest. Or call
Fantastic.
Janay or Ron.
Or call, you can contact one of us.
Yep. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for being on today.
Yeah, thank you
No
for
problem.
the invite.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was a good show. All right. That's another episode of Southwest Flavor. Join us